going on, everybody? Just want to say I appreciate the person that was talking about he doesn't like the way I make the videos and drive. But I just want to say I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you for caring about my safety. And I know that God will continuously bless you, because not a lot of people even think about the small things like that. But I just make these videos while I'm driving because, one, it's a part of time management, and when I have these thoughts, I love to just start recording and give y'all the raw edits. Y'all have seen the phone falling. Y'all have seen me stutter and just misconstrue a lot of words. But I just want to say, bro, I'm sorry if I don't say this right, word for word, but in Proverbs, I believe 8:12 maybe, or 8:11, one of those. And it says that the Lord hates people who hate people that are evil, that are arrogant, and that are very prideful of themselves. Why do you believe that the Lord God is not in a liking of the people that don't like those people that say, oh, this person's arrogant, oh, this person's too much of their ego, they're so prideful, they are evil, right? Why do you think the Lord hates people that hate those type of people? It's because we are all equal. We are all interconnected. We are still his children. And once you start to realize that everybody is your brother and sister, I know some people might not like, of course, their wives, the people they had kids with. This is on a whole nother spiritual level, bro. Don't even think about it crazy like that. But it's to a point of accepting the person for who they are, but also just spreading the love to them will help them become the best version of their self. How can you tell somebody how they act? Because it is the life that you don't prefer. You live the way you are supposed to live. And whoever surrounds, you, whoever loves to be around you, those are your people, right? And anybody that probably tries to, say that they may not like you, it's not the fact that they might not like you. It's the fact that they just don't prefer the life that you live. And you can't be mad at them for that, because at the end of the day, we're still all interconnected. All you can do, and plenty of people have said, yeah, I just had to put my distance between them, but I got a lot of love for them still. They can still hit me up anytime, and that just goes for a general statement. Now, I want to say something, and it has to pertain to our observation. If someone were to tell you that you were to lose, your job, or you were to lose your car, how would you think about it? Matter of fact, for an example, how would you think if your boss, you came in and your boss was like, we're letting you go, no reason at all. Or maybe it is a reason. Maybe you were late or whatever. We're letting you go. How would you look at it? Would you look at it as a bunch of scenes where, in your imagination, you couldn't pay bills, you start to get homeless, you start to just go low, very low on funding, where you're not even able to support yourself? You start to maybe think about that, and that's the very wrong thing to be an observation of. Because a person that is optimistic, like myself and like others, will get fired or will get disciplined from our boss and say, good, I dare you to fire me. This is going to even become more of a benefit, because now I have more free time to actually work on my business, to actually work on my craft, to become this person that is making a unfathomable amount of money that someone who was also working with me never even seen in a year, in 2 years. in a month. So I believe a person named Charles, I forgot his last name, but he said everything in our life happens for a beneficial way. So regardless of whatever happens to you, bro, you have to look at it as something that is actually going to help you in the future. So anytime that you believe that something is going to maybe cause you a bad scene in your life, for instance, you get fired and you can't pay bills now. No. If you were to observe it like that, you're going to be stuck. I don't care. And the fact that I don't care because everything is made up in my imagination in the first place. Let's say you get disciplined again. Your boss is like, hey, or someone's like, hey, you need to watch your back. So-and-so said they're going to come, beat you up or something like that. It's like now you're playing these scenarios in your head of a person from something that someone else said to bring into your thought process. That ain't how it's going to go. Because we are all strong-minded people. And the fact that some people even project this onto some people, and it may not even be to a point where they're trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? Lower your self-esteem or something like that. It might not even be for that. But that's just how it's displayed. It's however you take it. That's why I say you have to be in that observation state of mind of being always optimistic. Because when you're always an optimistic person, you see the good in everything, bro. You see the best in everything and everybody. So someone can have something bad happen to them, and someone else can have the same exact thing, and they have two different mindsets about it. And who's the person that's going to have a better life? The person that thought of it as optimistic, as a positive thing that is going to help them in their near future. Right? So you can switch your mindset as of right now, bro. The people, we all act like we don't know how to tap into our own imagination. We think about things so much that we don't just sit there and fantasize just throughout the day like, yes, I do want this, I do want that, that's going to happen, right? It's not the fact that we don't even use it, because I'm sure we do, but we don't use it often to the beneficial future for ourselves. Because I used to do this a lot, and when I would start to think of the future, see myself having the supercars, seeing myself make a certain amount of money a day and starting a business and just all of the good stuff, I had to detach from it, right? And the more I feel detached from it, the closer I feel to it, because I act like I don't need it. So when you act like you don't need it, that's when it comes to you. So I want you all to practice this. Everything that I'm telling you to practice, of course I'm practicing as well, bro. I want all of us to succeed. Everyone can be in a standpoint of life that is financial freedom, time freedom, geographical freedom, and a sovereignty of time, right? We have to understand that we are capable of anything that we put our minds to, guys. And it's not hard. Some people may label it as hard. You label it as easy because you tell yourself it's easy. You tell yourself it's fun. When you tell yourself it's fun, that's the way it is. You create your mindset. So you automatically have to assume that the best things possible are going to happen to you. This is how you create your next day, your next month, your next year. You have to already see it. You have to imagine how it's going to be. When someone asks you, what's your 5-year plan, and you have no plan, and you're not working towards anything, bro, this is what's going to happen. You're going to possibly start folding back into the vices. You're going to start getting distracted. And you ultimately will go off purpose. And you don't become aligned, which will put you in a cycle of depletion. And once you start to realize that you're starting to lose weight because you don't eat as much, or you start to gain weight, something is going on with your conscience. Because here's the catch. The simulation doesn't know what's right or wrong, what's bad or good. It only perceives something and receives something the way you believe it to be. So when you believe it to be something amazing, that's how your simulation sees it. So understand that you are the person creating your life right now. Yes, you do have to do the work. I don't want anyone to believe that they could just do all this breath work, all this writing it down, and no work. Work is to be done. You are supposed to work. But I also need you to imagine yourself already having the things, because the work instills your worth. So as you do the work more, your imagination is easier to comprehend things, because you are doing the work that is required to become this version that you imagine yourself being. No one is going to tell you this, because everyone can create their life, right? And some people that are in disbelief are like that because they don't give their self time to their self. They don't give self time to evaluate what's actually going on in reality on the internal. Because anything that is observed as positive, and I want you to practice this. I want you to see everything, even if something just bad happened to you, I want you to see it as something that's beneficial. Because what's going to happen is it will turn into something beneficial. You will change your mindset daily on certain things that happen in your life. So every time something happens, I just want you to practice. Okay, it's good for me. Okay, this is for my benefit. Okay, I'm cool with this. And just see how you start to become magnetic to certain vibes, right? Because someone can tell you, hey, flick you off in traffic. I've had this. Somebody flicked me off in traffic. I looked at them and I laughed. And they start laughing at me. Another time, I'm blocking the street, right? I'm in the middle of the street, blocking the street with my car. And I was getting right back in. Person's, what are you doing? I'm like, relax, I'm right here. You're just so eager to go nowhere. Mind you, it's a red light right in front of me. I'm like, this light is red, sir. Relax. And I laughed. And he was like, you're right. So it's like, bro, look at everything as a part of being beneficial to your reality. And start to observe how you start to see things, and then switch it. If it's not positive, switch it to positive. So yes, most people don't want you to know this, because I want you to know this. And anything that you observe it as is the way it is. So someone can have something very terrible happen to them, and they look at it as something very terrible. But all it is the observation of how you see it. So if you see it as something good, that is how it will be received on your internal, and it becomes very beneficial. Everything is beneficial. Everything is for your own good. So once you start to understand that everything is for your own good, how can you not look at it as another upgrade, as a level up? No one wants you to know this, because they are having a hard time understanding that they are in control of their reality. and they just let someone else, they let the external help them feel different on the internal. So that's why you have to understand self. That's why I say practice the meditation, practice the praying, practice doing things that the character that you know that you want to be. And it may even just be waking up early. This is not what you do anymore. You don't wake up at 10 a.m. anymore. You wake up at 5 a.m. Who cares? All of this feeling that you have is for a reason. That's why you came across this video. So start applying this right now, today. And you're going to start seeing changes today. The way you fall asleep, the way you act. And your reality today changes your tomorrow, your next week, your next month, your next year. What you're doing right now shapes the conversation that you will be talking to a millionaire in next year. But it all starts today. Your concept of yourself is everything, and it creates everything. So if you're falling asleep as this positive person and looking at everything is going to be beneficial for you, and everything is beneficial for you, what starts to happen is your reality starts to shift, and it starts to assist all of the changes that you are manually doing and dissecting throughout your day. So start dissecting the little manual things about yourself and your concept of yourself, the way you perceive things, so that you can ultimately become this best version, and your world starts to shape the way you are imagining it. So 1 hour a day is better than no hours a day. 30 minutes is better than no minutes. So start today. This is your time. I love you. See you in the next one.